Right. So, you know how sometimes you fall down these like internet rabbit holes late at night and you come out the other side like, whoa, what just happened to my afternoon? Reality is a little bit bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Well, this deep dive, I think it's going to be a little bit like that
Okay.
because we are taking on this document. It's an amazing document you sent us. It's called Warning. These energies can change your life forever.
Oh, I love it already.
I know, right? It's a wild ride.
It is a fascinating exploration, isn't it? I mean, just laying out this whole tiered system, ranking all these different types of energy from, things that like most of us have heard of, like meditation,
Right.
all the way to the truly, let's just say, mind-bending.
Exactly. So it's like we've got this roadmap, right?
Yeah.
And we're starting with the familiar, but then we're heading straight into the unknown. You ready to hop in the driver's seat, see where this energetic highway takes us?
Absolutely, I am. Let's start the engine.
Okay. So the document, it kicks things off, like I said, with the familiar. It calls this C tier, logical and reasonable, observable, personal growth.
These are the energy practices that, like, even your most skeptical uncle might have tried at some point.
Right.
Like meditation, for example.
Yeah, and meditation, I mean, it's almost become a buzzword these days, right? You've got your mindfulness apps, your meditation retreats. Everybody and their dog is searching for a little bit of inner peace.
Yeah.
But I think what's really fascinating is how even these like short bursts of meditation can really equip us to navigate the daily grind a little bit better.
That's interesting.
Imagine yourself facing some stressful meeting at work, but you're going into it with this newfound calmness.
Yeah.
You might approach decisions differently, communicate more effectively. Who knows, you might even land that promotion.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you're giving your mental operating system a total upgrade, going for that peak performance.
You're like optimizing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And speaking of optimization, next on the C tier list, we have positive thinking and affirmations.
Yes.
Now, is it just me, or does this one sometimes feel a little bit like wishful thinking?
I mean, I think there's a spectrum with everything, right?
Right.
But I think there's a reason that positive affirmations have really stuck around. If you think about it, your thoughts, they're energy too.
And just like a mantra that you repeat in meditation, if you focus on these positive statements, it can really shift your energy. It's about interrupting those default negative thought patterns and sort of replacing them with something more empowering.
So instead of thinking like, I'm going to totally mess this up.
Right.
It's like you were saying, I've got this. I'm prepared. I'm bringing my A game.
That's it. And it's subtle, right? But that subtle shift in energy can really influence your actions, your confidence, even just how you interact with other people. And it's not about denying the challenges, right? We're not saying like, oh, everything's perfect, but it's about facing those challenges with a more empowered mindset.
Yeah, like you're not ignoring reality.
Exactly.
You're just choosing how you're going to show up for it.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so I can see how these practices, these kind of C-tier practices, they really lay the groundwork for personal growth, right?
They do.
But the document doesn't stop there.
No, we're just getting started.
It's time to shift gears a little bit. We're moving into the B tier, spiritual but plausible, subtle soul shifts.
Okay.
And I think it's safe to say things are about to get a little more energetic, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. This is where we delve into those practices that, well, maybe they're a little less mainstream, right? But they offer some really intriguing possibilities for subtle but significant shifts.
Okay.
And we're talking about things like chakra alignments and the power of breath work.
All right, so let's talk about chakras. They're like the body's energy centers, right?
That's right.
But what does that actually mean for, someone who's not a yoga master?
That's a great question. And it's something that a lot of people have, a hard time wrapping their heads around.
Yeah.
Think of your chakras. Think of them like rivers within you. When they flow freely, you just feel energized. You feel balanced, aligned. But things happen, right? Stress, negative experiences, even just everyday anxieties. These things can create almost like dams in those rivers. And that leads to stagnation. And that's often when we start to feel stuck or unmotivated, maybe even just physically unwell.
So a chakra alignment is like removing those dams, like getting that energy flowing smoothly again.
Exactly. And there are all sorts of different practices that people use to try to achieve this, from specific yoga poses to energy healing techniques, things like that. But the goal is always the same: to release those blockages and restore harmony to your system.
That's fascinating. And alongside chakra work in this tier, we've got breath work. I mean, we all breathe, right? That's kind of essential.
We do, yeah. That's how we're talking to each other right now.
Exactly. But the document's talking about something different, something more than just, breathing to stay alive.
It is. It is. And it all comes down to harnessing the power of prana.
Prana.
Yeah. Your life force energy through conscious and controlled breathing. Think of it like this. You know how when you're stressed and you take a couple of those deep breaths and it kind of helps to calm you down a little bit? Breath work is basically taking that to a whole new level.
So instead of just like a quick fix for when you're freaking out,
Right.
we're talking about using the breath to intentionally shift our energy.
Precisely. There are all these specific techniques, and a lot of them are actually rooted in ancient traditions, like pranayama, for example.
Okay.
And these techniques, they can have really profound effects. I mean, people describe all kinds of things. Heightened awareness, emotional releases,
Yeah.
even a sense of expanded consciousness.
Wow. So we're definitely stepping outside the realm of just, like you said, breathing to stay alive.
Right, right.
We're talking about tapping into something more powerful, something that has the potential to really shift our internal landscape.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning, As we move further down this tier list, we're going to uncover even more intriguing and perhaps even challenging concepts.
Well, consider me officially intrigued. This deep dive is already making me rethink what I thought I knew about energy and its potential. But we're just getting started, right?
We are.
There are more tiers to explore, more energy mysteries to unravel.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this fascinating world of soul-altering energies right after a quick break. All right, so we've explored these energy practices that are like becoming more and more mainstream.
Right.
Some of them are even showing up in like corporate wellness programs these days.
It's true.
But as we venture now into A tier,
Yeah.
strong spiritual energies, personal and emotional evolution.
Oh, really?
Let's just say things are about to get a whole lot more interesting.
Indeed. This is where we encounter practices that, well, they often get grouped under this umbrella of like alternative or holistic health. But they have the potential to facilitate some truly profound shifts in our well-being.
Okay, so first up on the A list,
Yeah.
Reiki. Now, I've heard of Reiki. I've even considered trying it. But it's always felt kind of mysterious to me. Like, what's actually happening during a Reiki session?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's almost easier to experience than to put into words.
Right.
But imagine this. You've got this wave of warmth just washing over you, tension just melting away, and this sense of peace just settles in. That's kind of the essence of Reiki.
So like a warm bath for the soul, but with energy.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. So while you're relaxing, the practitioner, they act as a conduit for universal life force energy.
Okay.
And they're channeling it to you with the intention of restoring balance.
Okay, so there's this like practitioner-recipient connection happening.
Yeah.
And energy is flowing between them.
Yeah.
Is that where the healing part comes in?
Exactly. And the really fascinating thing about Reiki is that it addresses these imbalances on multiple levels. We're talking physical, emotional, and spiritual. It's not just about relaxation, although, I mean, that's a pretty great side effect. But it's really about creating the energetic conditions for healing to occur from within.
Wow. So it's like you're hitting the reset button on your whole system, bringing everything back into alignment.
Exactly, precisely. And while scientific research on Reiki is still sort of emerging.
Right.
Countless people report these really profound experiences from it, like emotional release, pain reduction, even a sense of spiritual awakening. It really speaks to the body's innate ability to heal itself when it's given the right support.
Okay, I'm definitely adding Try Reiki to my to-do list, that's for sure.
You should.
Now, next on the A-tier roster, we've got sound healing. And this one just sounds cool. Tibetan singing bowls, gongs, chimes. It feels very tranquil just thinking about it.
Oh, it's incredibly powerful. And it really taps into this understanding that everything vibrates. Our bodies, our minds, even our emotions. Sound healing utilizes these specific frequencies to actually influence those vibrations.
So it's like you're using sound to fine-tune your internal instruments,
Yeah.
bring them back into harmony.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. Yes, exactly.
I love that.
So certain frequencies can help release those energetic blockages, much like we were talking about with the chakras. And it can promote relaxation and restore that sense of balance. For instance, the 432 hertz frequency is often associated with healing, and it's believed to resonate with the natural frequency of the earth.
You know, that reminds me of how certain music can just like instantly shift your mood or your energy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a particular song can take you right back to a specific moment or feeling.
It's the same principle. Sound is energy. And in sound healing, we're just using it very intentionally to create that desired effect on the body and mind.
This is blowing my mind. We've gone from meditation apps to sound baths. Talk about a journey.
Right.
But our energy exploration definitely doesn't stop there. We are about to enter the realm of the truly unexplained, the edge of what we think we know about consciousness and reality. You ready to take the plunge into S tier and beyond?
Buckle up, because we are diving headfirst into the deep end.
Let's do it.
First up, we have astral projection. The idea that your soul, your consciousness, can actually leave your physical body and travel to other dimensions.
Okay, now we're talking about out-of-body experiences, other realms. This is like next-level stuff.
Yeah.
It always seemed like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right.
But this document, it presents it as a real possibility.
And that's what makes this tier so fascinating. While there's really no concrete scientific evidence to prove or disprove astral projection,
Right.
the people who report experiencing it, they often describe it as life-changing.
Because if your consciousness isn't bound to your physical body,
Right.
that challenges like everything we think we know about reality, doesn't it? Our sense of self, our understanding of life and death. It takes on a whole new meaning.
It calls into question our very definition of what's real and what's possible, and, whether or not it fits neatly into some scientific framework. The impact on those who claim to have experienced astral projection, it's undeniable.
Okay, I need a minute to process all that. This deep dive is definitely pushing the boundaries of my understanding. But we've got one more S-tier energy to uncover, right?
We do.
What's next on this mind-bending adventure?
Okay, get ready for something equally as mysterious and powerful. The Kundalini awakening.
Okay.
Picture this. A surge of energy so potent that it's been described as a coiled serpent residing at the base of your spine,
Okay.
just lying dormant until it's awakened. And when it awakens, it rises up, activating each energy center, or chakra, as it ascends.
Okay, I'm getting chills just picturing that. That sounds intense, to say the least.
It can be. The Kundalini awakening is often described as a really powerful, transformative spiritual experience, but not always a comfortable one.
So this isn't something you just, sign up for at your local yoga studio.
No, definitely not. It's often triggered by years of dedicated spiritual practice, deep meditation, or sometimes it happens spontaneously through really intense life experiences.
And what happens when this Kundalini energy awakens? What does it feel like? What does it mean for the person who's experiencing it?
It's different for everyone, but it's often described as this complete rewiring of your system, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It can bring about these really profound insights, expanded consciousness, a deep connection to something greater than yourself.
Like a system upgrade for your soul.
Exactly. But it is really important to remember that Kundalini energy, it's a powerful force. It's not something to be taken lightly. While it can lead to incredible growth and spiritual awakening, it can also be overwhelming, even destabilizing, if it's not approached with the proper guidance and preparation.
This is heavy stuff. We're talking about energies that have the potential to, completely transform a person's life.
Oh.
But before we spiral too far into the unknown,
Okay.
what about those S tiers and beyond? What's lurking out there in the truly mind-blowing realm of energy work?
All right, so get ready for a wild ride, because we're about to encounter energies so profound, so improbable, that they really push the boundaries of what we even consider possible. We're talking past life regressions, accessing the Akashic records, tapping into the collective unconscious. Concepts that even the most open-minded among us might find pretty challenging.
So we are officially in the realm of believe it or not. But honestly, that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating, right? We're exploring these outer edges of human experience and potential, pushing past the limitations of what we think we know. It's about expanding our awareness, opening ourselves up to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there's more to this reality than meets the eye.
Precisely. Whether you approach these concepts as truth or metaphor or, somewhere in between,
Right.
they invite us to consider these vast mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding. They challenge us to question our assumptions, to really expand our definition of what's possible, and to approach the unknown with this sense of curiosity and wonder.
And that's what I love about these deep dives. We're not just scratching the surface. We are diving headfirst into the depths of human potential. We're exploring the energies that shape our experiences, influence our realities, and connect us to something so much greater than ourselves. Wow, so we've gone from the familiar world of meditation and positive affirmations, all the way to, I don't even know, astral projection,
Yeah.
Kundalini awakening. It's like we've gotten this glimpse behind the curtain of reality, and it's pretty mind-blowing.
It has been a very expansive exploration, hasn't it? And you're right. I mean, we've barely even scratched the surface of these concepts. I mean, they're complex, they're often controversial. There's so much to unpack with each one.
Totally. And as fascinating as all this is, I got to be honest, part of me is feeling a little overwhelmed.
Yep.
Like, where do we even go from here? What are we even supposed to do with all this information?
You know, I think that's the beauty of it, isn't it? I mean, this deep dive, it wasn't about giving you a definitive answer. It wasn't about telling you what to believe.
Right.
It was really just about kind of cracking open that door, to a wider view of reality and letting you take a peek inside.
So it's less about finding all the answers and more about like asking the right questions.
Exactly. What if we approached life with a little more curiosity, a little more openness to the unknown? What if we at least entertained the possibility that our potential, our human potential, extends way beyond what we've always been taught to believe?
That's a powerful thought. And, as I'm kind of listening back to our conversation, I'm realizing that even though some of these concepts feel really out there,
Right.
they all share this common thread.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What thread is that?
Energy,
Oh, I like that.
right? Everything is energy.
Yeah.
Our thoughts, our emotions, our
That's
physical
right.
bodies, the world around us, it's all energy. And if we can learn to tap into that, to really understand how it flows, how it interacts, well, the possibilities, they really do seem limitless.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, whether you resonate with these kind of ancient practices like chakra alignment,
Right.
or you're more drawn to those esoteric concepts of like accessing your past lives or something.
Right.
The underlying message is the same. We are beings of energy capable of far more than we often realize.
Okay, so where does this leave us? What's the takeaway for someone who's listening to this deep dive, someone who's maybe feeling a little bit of everything right now?
Yeah.
A little intrigue, a little skepticism, maybe even a little fear.
I would say embrace the curiosity.
Yeah.
Explore the practices that resonate with you. Maybe it's starting a daily meditation routine. Maybe it's something as simple as, just paying a little more attention to your dreams. But most importantly, keep an open mind.
Because even if we don't fully understand it, even if we can't explain it all scientifically,
Yeah.
there is something undeniably powerful about simply acknowledging that energy, the energy that flows within us and around us.
I wholeheartedly agree. And who knows? Just by opening ourselves up to these possibilities, maybe, just maybe, we unlock these hidden potentials within ourselves and we discover a world that's far more magical, far more interconnected than we ever could have imagined.
Absolutely. And on that note, a huge thank you to our amazing expert for taking us on this incredible journey.
It's been my pleasure.
And of course, a big thank you to all of you for listening in and for daring to deep dive with us into these fascinating mind-expanding topics.
Until next time.
We'll catch you in the next rabbit hole.